You are tired, not just physically, but existentially. You have read the books, you have practiced the meditations, you have journaled, manifested, and psychoanalyzed every shadow in your psyche. You have attended the retreats and optimized your morning routine. And yet, that gnawing sense of incompleteness remains. You are running on the spiritual treadmill, sweating for a salvation that always remains just one more workshop, one more insight, or one more breakthrough away. This is the great exhaustion of the modern seeker. We treat our souls like broken machines that need fixing, and we treat spirituality as the repair manual. We approach enlightenment the same way we approach career success or physical fitness, as a project, a ladder to climb, a resume of consciousness to build. But what if the very act of seeking is what keeps you trapped? What if the noise of your desperate search is drowning out the silence of what you already are? What if the you that is trying to get enlightened is the only obstacle standing in the way of the light? Today, we are stepping off the treadmill. We are entering the quiet authority of Ramana Maharshi's teachings. We are going to deconstruct the pain of seeking and look at the technical, almost surgical method he prescribed, not to add more to your mind, but to dissolve the one who is searching. This is the end of the self-improvement project. Welcome to the house of Luminosity. Here, we do not offer quick fixes because we operate under the rigorous premise that you are not broken. To understand the solution, we must first understand the surgeon. In the late 19th century, a 16-year-old boy in Madurai, India, lay down on the floor of his uncle's house, seized by a sudden, overwhelming fear of death. It was irrational and absolute, but instead of running from it or seeking a distraction, he dove into the center of the terror. He simulated his own death. He stiffened his body, held his breath, and closed his eyes. He stripped away everything. He asked, "Now the body is dead. It will be carried to the burning ground and reduced to ashes. But with the death of this body, am I dead? Is the I the body?" In that flash of investigation, the boy died. The personality, the history, the anxieties, they were severed. What remained was the deathless spirit, the pure awareness that witnesses the body. He emerged as Ramana Maharshi. He didn't emerge with a new philosophy, a cult, or a complicated religious doctrine. He emerged with a silence so profound it eventually drew thousands to the holy hill of Arunachala. His teaching was radical in its simplicity and devastating to the ego. He didn't tell people to improve themselves. He didn't tell them to become better humans. He asked them to find out who it is that wants to become better. This is the no-fix approach. In a modern world obsessed with optimization, Ramana offers us the only true exit, self-inquiry. It is not a soothing balm for the ego. It is a sword to cut its head off. Let's look at the mechanics of your suffering. Why does the spiritual search often feel like a trap? Why does a decade of meditation often leave people just as anxious as when they started? It is because the mind is a biological machine designed to solve problems. It looks at the world, sees a tiger, and finds a weapon. It looks at the body, sees hunger, and finds food. This object-oriented mechanism works beautifully for survival in the physical world. But when this same problem-solving mechanism turns inward, it creates a disaster. The mind looks at the self and sees discomfort, anxiety, or a sense of lack. So it labels this self as a problem to be solved. It says, "I am anxious, therefore I must meditate to become peaceful. I am unworthy, therefore I must achieve to become worthy. Do you see the trap? By trying to fix yourself, you are reinforcing the idea that there is a you that is broken. Every time you reach for a spiritual technique to get somewhere, you are validating the distance between where you are and where you think you should be. This gap is the engine of your suffering. You are trying to use the mind to fix the mind. You are trying to use the noise to find the silence. Ramana Maharshi identified the root of this. He called it the aham vritti, the I thought. This is the primary assumption that I am this body or I am this mind. All other thoughts, I am sad, I am seeking, I need peace, attach themselves to this primary I. The modern mind loves this chase. It loves the drama of the spiritual journey because as long as you are a seeker, the ego has a job. It gets to be the protagonist in a heroic struggle against its own demons. It loves to collect spiritual merit badges. But Ramana is not interested in your story. He is not interested in your trauma or your triumphs. He is interested in the storyteller. He wants to know who is the one dragging all this baggage. As long as you believe the baggage is yours, you will never put it down. This brings us to the most subtle and dangerous part of the modern spiritual path. Ramana often used a powerful, noir-like metaphor to describe the ego's cunning nature. The mind is like a thief dressed as a policeman, pretending to catch the thief. Consider your own internal dialogue. Your mind is very clever. It knows you want peace. It knows you are tired of suffering, so it reinvents itself. It says, okay, I will help you find peace. Let's organize a strict meditation schedule. Let's buy these crystals. Let's judge ourselves for not being mindful enough. Let's read Ramana Maharshi and become the best non-dualist in the room. The mind has co-opted your spirituality to ensure its own survival. It has turned awakening into just another goal to be achieved, another item on the to-do list alongside losing weight and making money. This is why you are burned out. You are using the mind to kill the mind. You are asking the thief to arrest himself. He will never do it. He will just pretend to investigate. He will file endless reports. He will send you on wild goose chases for higher states of consciousness or vibrational shifts. He will keep you busy for lifetimes, running in circles, all the while patting you on the back for being such a dedicated seeker. Ramana cuts through this charade with surgical precision. He warns us that we cannot use the mind to transcend the mind. Ultimately, we cannot think our way out of a prison made of thoughts. When you sit to inquire and the mind says, I am not doing this right, or I am bored, or when will I be enlightened, you must realize this is the thief speaking. This is the ego trying to manage its own demise. It is absurd. The ego is the one seeking the death of the ego. Realizing this absurdity is the beginning of freedom. You stop fighting your mind, and instead, you begin to investigate the reality of the fighter. You stop trying to polish the mask and start trying to see the face behind it. When you realize the fighter doesn't exist, the war ends. The burnout evaporates because there is no one left to be tired. So, if we stop the search and we stop trusting the thief, what do? Do we just succumb to nihilism? No. We apply the technique of Atma Vichara, or self-inquiry. This is not meditation in the way you likely understand it. It is not about relaxation. It is not about watching your breath or visualizing white light. It is not a passive activity. It is an active, cognitive turning back of the mind upon itself. It is a psychological surgery. Ramana gave us a specific tool, the question, Who am I? Here is how it works in the context of your daily chaos. Let's say a feeling of intense loneliness arises. The standard approach is to interact with the feeling. Why am I lonely? Is it because of my childhood? I need to heal this loneliness. You have just boarded the train of thought and are now miles away from reality. Ramana's method is a reversal. When the thought, I am lonely, arises, you immediately arrest it. You do not engage with the content of the loneliness. Instead, you ask, to whom does this loneliness appear? The answer, naturally, is to me. Then you ask the cardinal question, who am I? Now, listen closely. You do not answer this question intellectually. You do not say, I am consciousness or I am a soul. Those are just more thoughts to be discarded. Instead, you use the question as a flashlight to turn your attention backward toward the source of the I thought. You are looking for the place where the I arises. Ramana gave a beautiful analogy for this. Think of a dog. If you throw a stone at a dog, the dog chases the stone. This is what we do with our thoughts. We chase every stone the mind throws. We chase our worries, our plans, our memories. But if you look at a lion and you throw a stone at a lion, the lion does not look at the stone. The lion looks at you. The lion looks at the thrower. Self-inquiry is the lion's gaze. You stop chasing the stones of your emotions and anxieties, and you turn your gaze entirely on the thrower, the sense of I. You hold your attention on this feeling of I-ness. When you look for this I with intense focus, a strange thing happens. You cannot find it. It is like a ghost that only exists when you aren't looking at it directly. When scrutinized, the individual ego dissolves like a phantom in the sunlight. What remains is not a void, but a fullness. The heart, the self. This is the technical dissolution of the ego. The end of seeking does not mean the end of action. It means the end of the anxiety that drives action. It means you stop waiting for a future moment to complete you. Ramana Maharshi's message to the modern, exhausted mind is simple. You are already that which you are seeking. The screen does not need to search for the movie. It is the ground upon which the movie plays. You are the screen. The tragedy is that you have identified with the character in the movie, running, sweating, and crying, forgetting that you are the light illuminating the entire scene. Stop trying to fix the character. Stop trying to polish the mask. Turn your attention back to the source of the light. Ask, who am I? And let the silence that follows be the answer. If you are ready to step off the treadmill and explore more of this quiet authority, I invite you to subscribe to the House of Luminosity. We explore the philosophy of the no fix, the dark nights of the soul, and the light that waits on the other side. Like this video if it resonated with your silence. Comment below. I am the screen to affirm your shift in perspective. Until next time, remain as you are.